Hi everyone, welcome to day 22 of 31 days of Hypermobile workouts. My name is Eva, the creator of Hypermobile friendly workouts, and I am so excited to dive into today's class. Today is going to be more release focused. We're not doing a ton of strength, we're not doing a ton of like movement. I recently had someone comment saying how much they enjoyed the integration of release and just like tissue mobilization in this 31-day series. And I really can't stress enough how important it is when you have hypermobility to not just strengthen the tissues and strengthen the musculature, but to also make sure we are releasing the musculature. And I've talked about this in a lot of other videos. It has to do with the fact that for a lot of hypermobile people out there, we eventually hit this point where we get hypertonic, we get really tight, and our tissues react in this weird neurological way. And so, it makes strength work actually less effective because our tissues are already so freaking tight that we're strengthening and trying to like tighten them more, that it kind of backfires. So today is also a very self-serving class. As many of you guys know, I have no shame about doing that. I just got back from a trip and spent 3 days sleeping on a bed that was really not supportive with a pillow that really just didn't jive with my body. So my like upper ribs, necky area, not feeling so good today. So this class is really going to focus more on release of the upper quadrant of the body, namely the traps, shoulders, and upper back, and we are gonna do a little bit in the ribs. So first things first, you are going to need a tennis ball, a release ball, a lacrosse ball, if you can handle that intensity, some form of sphere that you can use to do some tissue release. As always, if anything is not making you feel well or supported or good in this class, please don't do it, because we are not here to cause more pain. We're here to alleviate and strengthen your body. And of course, as always in this series, if you need any sort of support while we're laying down, a neck rest, a leg rest, do what you need to do, grab all your supports right now. And then you guys can join me flat on your back, because we are going to start with a little bit of release through the kind of upper trap, like posterior trap region. And what I'm talking about is these babies right here. So if you've never done this type of release before, join me down on the ground, and we're gonna start really chill here, guys. You're gonna take your ball, you're gonna roll off. I'm gonna roll to my right side, so my left side is lifting up a little bit, and you're gonna place the ball just behind the top of your shoulder, between your shoulder blade and your spine. So I am not telling you to put the ball all the way down here under your ribs. Don't do that, we're not there yet. Start high, guys. Start, if your trap muscle is right here on top, we're rolling the ball 3 to 4 inches back. And then once you find that space between the shoulder blade and the spine, you're gonna start to settle, oh lordy, settle your weight back into your left side, back onto the side where the ball is. Now your arm, in my case, my left arm, I'm just gonna rest it kind of like over my chest, over my body. And what we're looking for here, guys, is a space at the back of your shoulder that kind of makes you go, whoa. Like it makes you go, whoa, that's a tight spot, that's a knot. I will tell you, the traps can get kind of intense. So you are allowed to modulate how much pressure you want to put in the back of your shoulder. I'm actually going to push the ball just a hair further down and back. Oh lordy. In between the spine and the shoulder blades, you guys, we do not want to be on the spine, because it's not going to be helpful. It's going to not feel good, and we just don't need to be there. We want to be on muscular tissue. If you feel like you're on the ground here and you have like very little control, or you're feeling like you're clenching to support your body, you can do this against a wall instead. That's a totally valid option. I am just feeling like I want to be rested in the ground today. And let's just breathe, you guys. Breathe and melt. Maybe you start to feel this sensation like referring to other places in your body. Sometimes I do this and I start to feel it go like up my neck in a way that's like, whoa, that, I didn't realize how tight that was. Sometimes I do this and I feel it like in my face, and that's always really wild. Soften. Support yourself however you need to. We're not here to push joints around. We're here to release tissue. Ooh, and breathe. I'm starting to feel this release all the way down into the left side of my pelvis. So I think this was very necessary. I'm gonna start rolling the ball, oh lordy, lordy, a little bit further down. For me, my lower ribs are not as easily hypermobile. My lower ribs don't sublux very easily, so I feel comfortable and confident sending the ball lower behind my back. If you are someone whose rib cage very easily pops, this might be a better movement to do against the wall. And basically you just lean back with the tennis ball against the wall, because you can navigate and control more of your body weight and more of your pressure. But for me, only my upper ribs move around a lot. My lower ribs are usually pretty chill. Oh, and we're gonna just breathe here for another few moments. Follow any lines of tension that you feel. Soften any lines of tension with your breath. I'm going to do 2 more deep inhales and exhales. Oh goodness, I just feel like I got some really good breath back into my upper back. So I'm gonna take the ball out from under the side, and I just want you guys to lay for a second and see how you feel. Right now my left side feels so much more connected to the floor than my right side does. So we're gonna switch. Once again, take that ball and start very high, guys. Find the top of the trap. Roll away from it. Pop the tennis ball between the shoulder blade and the spine, and then lay back into it. And oh my goodness, this is much more intense. And I just want you guys to take it easy and breathe. Soften into these spaces. See if one side is more intense than the other. And as always, you guys are in charge of how much pressure you want to put down on the ball. You're in charge of how intense or how chill you want to be here. You may find you have a lot of sass in one spot, and that's the spot you want to just breathe into. Maybe you're finding you're able to take some deeper breaths. Maybe you're finding you can breathe into spaces that weren't accessible before. Maybe you're finding some emotion is coming up in some of these spaces. And that's emotion that you can let go and you'll have space to process right now. Maybe you have to adjust the body or wiggle or shift. Maybe you have to adjust the ball and where it's settled under you. Maybe you're letting your eyes drift closed. Maybe you're finding it's time to shift or move into other spaces of tension. I'm going to kind of follow a line, a little further down my back because I feel supported and stable through my ribs and my shoulders. If that is not the case for you, that's okay. You just stay where you need to feel that unwinding happen. Just going through all sorts of weird little shifts right now. Coming back kind of more towards where I started. I spent a little bit more time on this side because this side just had a little bit more love that it needed. So I'm gonna stay here for another moment. You guys are welcome to switch back. You're welcome to stay with this. Alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead and take the ball away. If you guys are not done, stay where you are. If you guys need a little bit more time to work through whatever you're working through, stay with it. If you're done and you're just joining me and seated, take a moment to just resettle. That can feel like a very intense experience. I have hiccups now. I often get hiccups after doing that. And it's the upper thoracic vertebrae that connect very directly to like your stomach and your lungs. So all the pressure systems need a moment to reset. Nice. Alrighty, guys. Thank you for joining me. I hope you guys are feeling a little bit softer, maybe a little bit more open. I'm about to go into another class, which I will be posting pretty much immediately after this. It's going to be day 23. That's going to be much more focused on rib and neck stabilization. I'm filming these two back-to-back intentionally because I'm posting them right at the same time. They're both going to be about 10 minutes and they're really complementary to each other. And I also just happen to be a few days late on posting these videos, so it works out well. But I want to go into a little stabilization series right now, so if you have another few minutes, join me in this next video. If not, and you're feeling good and you're feeling released and stable, have a wonderful rest of your day, and hopefully I see you back in the next video pretty soon. Bye.